Hey, what's up, guys? It's Scar here from theScore eSports here with Darshan after your 2-0 victory. Darshan, what's your first thoughts after the game?
I love playing Jax.
Do you really? Were you really excited to play 2 games of Jackson to relate today?
Yeah, I think Jax is one of my favorite champions in the game to play, and if you know it's getting to a meta where carry tops are being played, it's probably the most fun I'm going to have playing League, so I'm pretty excited.
All right, yeah. So the meta just shifted to more carry-oriented top laners. Like as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, that's a style that most top laners I know want to play. Do you think that style fits you especially well?
Yeah, I'm really vocal about what I want in game, and I like just play as much as possible, like the mechanical side, so I can be the best at that. So I know that I can win the carry matchup like 1v1, but with the use of my team, I can just snowball the whole game. So I've always been a player who's wanted to play mechanical carry champions, but I've learned more recently how to use my team to get a lead so I don't have to work by myself. So if I get a lead on a carry as opposed to a tank, I can just completely take over the game.
Okay, you see a lot of teams coming in. Aurelia has been a priority pick for probably 2 weeks straight now, and I first thought Aurelia wasn't as good of blind pick as people thought. And so the other team, they banned Trundle both games, one of like Aurelia's biggest counters, and they just early picked Aurelia both games. Was that something you guys expected in the series?
Yeah, I definitely thought it was something that could be a possibility. I saw that, you can look at someone's solo queue and see KFO has been spamming 12 games of Aurelia. He's probably going to play it. And it's pretty strong, but I don't think it's unbeatable. Like Jax versus Aurelia, whoever gets stronger gets ahead, and I got ahead both games, so it's pretty easy to just snowball the games.
Okay, so let's just walk through these games. I know they were pretty one-sided. The first game, you guys caught KFO off in like a corner, and he had to TP out. Off that TP, what did you guys get off of that?
We just got a much faster push, and then they can't match if he uses his TP early. So that basically means that we can push as fast as possible. They'll be a little bit slower, and we kind of just get like a slight tempo advantage in the 2v1.
Do you think that TP cost them a lot early game, or do you feel like they could have stabilized, but they just weren't able to find the look?
I don't think the TP costed that much. I think it was more we just had way better champions for 2v1. So the TP was just like a minor thing, but in the grand scheme of things, we just had way better champions for pushing down turrets.
I noticed that you guys actually picked Azir relatively early. Is that something that you wanted Huhi to be more comfortable with? I know Hui's played a lot of Azir in the past. Maybe some people would think his Azir is maybe not that good, but he played pretty well in that one game. What's your opinion on him and like, Azir in general?
It's kind of sad, the opinion that the community has on Huhi. They think he's a really bad player, but I honestly believe that he's one of the best mids in NA. And yeah, he's had bad games, but I actually think his Azir is really good. And I feel like this split, he's going to show people that he is one of the best mid laners in NA, and he's really, really strong on whatever he gets good at. And I think as we play better around him, and as whether it's Azir, which he had poor performances on MSI, or Zillion or whatever, he's going to become a really strong player. And I think Azir is one of the strongest champions in the meta, so Huhi's going to play it.
Okay, moving past game one, game two, you guys actually picked up Zillion, a pick that I wasn't sure was going to see a lot of play, but we've seen a lot from like TSM and a bunch of other teams. What do you think about Zillion right now, especially with the combination of Zillion plus a bruiser?
I think it's incredibly strong if you can get a good mid matchup for Zillion. And I felt like Froggen's counter picks, like Brand, and then Karma in game two, were just not very good picks, I think, into whatever who he was playing. So I felt like since the Zillion got a free laning phase, the utility he brings in the mid game is insanely strong with like a bruiser such as Jax or Aurelia and Tristana. So it makes it a really faithful team comp to play.
Uh, I have to talk about the last play of the game, second game. I noticed you guys went for what I would consider to be a fairly greedy play. You had both the solo lanes pushing the inhib, but you had 3 people taking Baron, and you guys just smashed it. You guys got Baron, 4 kills, bottom inhib, ended the game. Did you guys expect to get that big of a lead? Like I thought that maybe you lose one of the 2 sides, but you come out net positive, or were you guys just really, really confident in your power at the time?
So I'd say when we're split pushing or when we play with champions like Jax, we probably play the game League of Legends the most annoying way you can play the game. We're just constantly split pushing, slow. It's not like a complete just like punch to the face. It's like a slow, steady like choke where we're constantly pressuring you. And it's just super annoying to play against. And if I was Echo Fox, they're just going to be pressured to make a decision because we're just constantly slowly winning the game and they can't do anything about it. And so we just, at the perfect time, made the play at the same time, and they just didn't really know what to do. And when you play against a style like that and you have no idea what to do, you're not confident enough to make a decision, we're just going to crush you. And that's what happened at that moment. And that's what happened in the first game as well, where they just didn't know how to play against our split push style.
A lot of people would say that split pushing is stylistically your best style. Would you say that now that split pushing has returned, should we expect to see a lot of this very, very annoying, like 1,000 cut style from CLG again?
Yeah, you're definitely going to see me being a lame split pusher more often, but I honestly think it's a pretty hard way to play the game, and it takes a lot more patience than people think. I don't just one-shot turrets, but that's not to say that we're not going to play tanks top or other styles. It's just that we'll play whatever's best, and if I'm playing Jax, you know that I'm going to be trying to backdoor the Nexus.
Okay, well, let's talk a little bit about outside the game. You guys haven't had a great performance starting off. You guys are two-time winning summer and spring split winners. But you came into this split kind of weak. A lot of times I've interviewed your players and they're just like, oh yeah, we're a little bit behind in the meta. Like, how was it this week? Did you guys jump back in? Did you guys feel like the practice this week was very good? Did you feel like Echo Fox just maybe wasn't that tough of an opponent for you? Like, how has your progress looked so far? And like, what are you looking at in terms of improvement?
Yeah, when we first came out of the break into the split, I hate having excuses. We lost. We weren't playing that well as a team, and our practice wasn't going that well. But the biggest thing I would say is just we didn't have a good understanding of the best picks to play and what was best for us. And it takes us some time. Like, for example, towards the during spring split, we played the carry style, we played the split push style. We got used to playing that. We got really good at that we beat Immortals and Cloud9 in 1 week when they were the other top 2 teams. And then going into MSI and going towards playoffs, we were also starting to do a little worse because it was the tank meta. And so then we had to adjust to that. And then when we got used to knowing what was best for us and knowing how to play that style, we got really good again. And then it was the same thing at the start of summer split. We're like, oh, carries are back. But we weren't really exactly sure how to play around that or what to do with that again, even though we had run it previously. And now we're kind of finding our groove again and like figuring out exactly how we need to play. And I think we'll just be even more unstoppable as soon as we iron everything out.
So would you say adding your own touch onto the current meta is Tristana like the CLG touch? I know Tristana has always been like a very CLG champion, if that makes sense. And I noticed you guys played it 2 games today, I think, which was surprising to me because I feel like a lot of people are just picking up Jhin, where you guys went like the complete opposite angle and was like, okay, let's just pick Tristana. Like, what's that pick about?
Well, I think the meta is always important, but I think even more important is someone's strength at a champion or someone's skill at a champion. I don't necessarily think Tristana is in the meta. I just think Stixxay is an incredible Tristana player, so we're able to pull out like people's signature champions when even if it might not be the best champion, just because they're so good at it. And I think that's why we go with the Tristana pick, because we're so good at playing with it, and Stixxay is so good at it. And we're gonna pull out whatever we need to just win. And if we're comfortable on Tristana, then we're gonna go with it.
Okay, well, any last words for your fans out there? I know a lot of them think that you guys just beat like a really, really weak team today, so maybe they're a little bit hesitant to jump back on board, but what do you have to say to them?
I want to say I know you guys are getting on other bandwagons, you know, the TSM bandwagon, the C9 bandwagon. We started losing at the start, but what I want you guys to know is that we won the last 2 splits in a row, and we're going for that 3-peat. We're doing everything in our power to work our asses off to make sure that we're the best team by playoffs again, so see you guys then.
We heard this man. He's confident. Don't count him out. See him at playoffs. It's Scarra from theScore eSports. Here you can find more content online or on our mobile app. Thank you. I hope you guys have a nice day.